All right, guys, I wanted to show you, this is a quick unboxing. I'm going to try to make this video real short. You've seen so many unboxing videos of welding machines. This is Sefaspe. They've sent me some machines before. This is a 135 amp MIG. This is a flux-core MIG, which is, again, I've said it before, a lot of home users don't want to buy gas tanks and do true MIG, so they go flux-core. This makes that real easy. You can buy the little inexpensive spools of flux-core wire, pick your wire thickness. I don't know, I haven't pre-opened this box, or I'm not doing anything different. Now, we'll say Sefaspe sent me separate. This is their upgraded ground clamp, and I can already see why they did that. So this is the original earth clamp that they give you with the 135, and they have their upgraded, which is a thicker cable. This is the least preferred style of ground. It works. Now, what it does, the cable comes in on this side and it uses the pivot pin to trade energy back and forth between the two jaws. If this is the jaw getting the better ground, it uses, like I said, that pivot pin. So this is a much better one. Notice that this has a much stronger spring on it. It also has your copper strap and copper jaws. So this one has just the stamped tin jaws. This is a much more proper ground clamp. So Sefaspe does have this as an upgrade. This absolutely will get you through. This is a very inexpensive welder. When you're trying to package together these inexpensive machines like this, corners do have to be cut. We all know that. I wanted to show you guys 20 years, celebrating 20 years of YouTube. I've actually been on YouTube for 20 years. I didn't realize that until I opened that in the mail. That's interesting. Then I got my fancy 24 karat gold Harbor Freight ratchets there. My son got me those for Christmas. So this is your stinger for stick welding. So this machine will, out of the box, come with what you need for stick welding. Let's see here. There's how the machine's packaged. We're going to flip her upside down. Get rid of the box. So they do give you a starter spool of your flux-core wire. They give you your MIG stinger. Let's open this up. And they give you, which way is open? Here we go, upside down. Throw that in the box. So there is a contact tip in here. There is another contact tip right there and a little multi-tool. Okay, so you have your little, again, this is a very inexpensive kit. Okay, so don't rat on them about being, oh, that's not the highest quality gun I've ever seen. No, it's not. You can upgrade that later if you decide to. You could buy a higher end Sefaspe machine if you want to. You don't have to start here, but this, under 200 bucks, give you a fantastic little home DIY welding machine for doing the kind of stuff DIY guys do. What do we got here? There's our power plug. Let's pull this bad boy out of the box. It's very small. Comes with a manual. Oh, there's another contact tip. So there's contact tips all over the place. Little silica pack there. All right, so we have the contact tip comes with it. One here. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So there's actually 5 spare and 1 contact tip there. They don't give you a gas shroud. Now, subject of debate, some people, when using flux-core, they want to have the gas shroud on there. Some people say you don't need the gas shroud on there. They take it off. They feel you got better visibility without it. Up to you. It really isn't doing a lot for you. Like if you look at this MIG torch, like it looks like it has gas ports on it, but this does not support gas. Okay, so this is flux-core only. Use this if you want. Don't use it if you don't want. That's up to you. I don't care. Nobody else does either. Machine has a 110 volt input only. This is not a dual volt machine. This is a standard, I believe it's called a DIN style plug. Very standard in the Chinese welders. So you have your 3 connections in the front, and then you have, this is your controller that allows your switch to talk back to the machine. That's the silver connector you see. There is a, this can only be plugged in one way. You see the little groove right there, and that's, again, very typical of all machines. So that groove there goes bottom dead center. You can see the thing right there. And you thread that in. So this port has the picture of the little MIG torch head, and that is in alignment with the rollers in the side here. So that lines you up so that your MIG wire goes here, it feeds into the funnel, goes through the drive motor. It's a single roller drive motor. And that basically puts you into alignment right there. Now there's a little tab right here, and if you look in here, you'll see that same tab. So you put it top dead center, go in, give it a nice firm turn, that locks it into place, and that's it. She's locked in now. As I said, they do give you a spool of wire, and this actually feels like a 3-pounder. So a lot of the companies that I deal with, when they give you a free sample spool, whatever you want to call it, of your wire, a lot of them cut it back to a 1 or a 2 pound. This feels like this is a full retail 3-pound version. Let's see if I'm right. It doesn't say in pounds. It's in 1 kg. I'm not from Canada. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I thought they were 3 pound. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're 1 pound is what they are. I don't know. What do I know? I don't use these little spools too often. I use my big machines. I buy the 10 pounders. And okay, they got the wire under the sticker. Let's see if we can cut it. Flux-core usually is pretty delicate. So you want to put the opposite of your toilet paper. You want your toilet paper always coming out over the top, right? For your MIG wire, you want your MIG wire coming out in alignment with the funnel and the drive motors, right? So you're going to push, turn, remove the spring and the little plastic nut. Take the little washer off. Set this in here. And don't lose control of your spool, man. Don't lose control of your spool, because she'll unwind on you and she'll cause you a headache. And I've done it. Everybody's done it. Anybody that's ever played with welders has done it. Well, what's tough is the welder's so light and so small that even trying to push the plastic nut on with the spring pressure, it's trying to slide away from me. So what I want to try to do here is take this wire and get her through and get her trapped into a drive roller right there. I'll snap that back up. Okay. Now that gives me a little bit of hopefully safety so that I can take this. I'll lock it in right there. That gives you enough drag with that spring. That's all the spring's doing, is giving you enough drag that it doesn't just spiderweb on you and unspool. All right. So that's essentially the setup. Power cord. Let's see how long it is. But some of them that I actually have a hard time just getting to the wall right there. Some of the companies really go very, very short. Again, saving money. Okay, this one has no problem. Making it over to my 20 amp outlet in the garage here. Let's go ahead and turn the power on. So there's the power. Again, I have not looked at this. Let me go ahead and bring your zoom level down in here. Let's see if we can adjust some things here. 3, we'll go down to here. We'll go 5. All right. So now you can see what I can see up here. All right. Haven't played with this. Didn't look at the manual. Don't know anything about it. Okay, so right now, by default, it's on stick as I powered it up. Mode button right here. We're going to hit mode. Drops down to Lift TIG. Hit mode. Goes to flux-core. Hit mode. Okay, it's jumping through your wire, your wire diameters here. Back to stick. Okay, so stick, Lift TIG, flux 30, flux 35, flux 40, back to stick, back to Lift TIG, back to flux-core. Okay, so when you're in flux-core, so you could adjust down to 30 amps, and you should be able to go up to 135. That's what the part number on the machine is a Sefaspe MIG 135. So there you go, 135. 135 amps is plenty for most of your home use. A lot of what you're going to be doing is going to be probably down somewhere in this 75 amp range. But you can see, I mean, my hand size. Let me unzoom now. You don't need to see that anymore. Go back to 1x. Raise you up a little bit here. The yeah, most of your stuff is going to be down in 60, 70, maybe 80, doing home repair type stuff. What these machines are really great for, and I know they come with the stick welder, and they have the capability. You could buy from Sefaspe or another company. You can buy a Lift TIG torch. I would say that most people buying this value-oriented machine that's a flux-core only are probably not really going to be getting into the other stuff. Maybe stick welding, and that's why they give you that. Like the stick welding would be I think the stretch on this. Most people aren't going to go TIG. Maybe. I don't know. Some. It's capable. It has the software in it for it. But these are just fabulous for home use. Takes up no space on your shelf. It's light. It's inexpensive. It's more than capable for what the average homeowner type person is going to do. I don't think you're going to be out building skyscrapers with this thing, and you're not going to be doing 1/2-inch steel, 3/4-inch steel welds. You can weld thicker stuff with this. You could bevel a weld groove, and you could do a multi-pass on this. You could also preheat with a torch. Like you could use a smaller welder, preheat with a torch, and get better burn in with a small flux-core machine like this. That's normal in the welding world, preheating things, especially big things, doing big piping jobs, stuff like that. So I just wanted to show you the Sefaspe. It's the MIG 135 Pro. It's a newer one to the market. Sefaspe did send it to me. They did not charge me for it. I'm going to set it up, do a couple quick burns with it, show you some welds, and we'll do another little video. But for now, right now I got 5 welders in boxes. This is the first one. I got 5 welders to show. What do I have? I have 2 Sefaspe, an AWT TIG 180. I have 2 Weld Pros also. Weld Pro is a new one to my shop, but Weld Pro actually at my local weld shop where I go to buy consumable stuff, whatever. It's auto body supply, weld supply, whatever. They actually started carrying Weld Pro a couple years ago, and Weld Pro is now on Amazon, and they sent me 2 machines, 2 different Weld Pro machines. I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe one is a flux-core only like this, multi-purpose flux-core like this, and the other one, like the other Sefaspe that I have, is supports gas MIG, real MIG welding. I call it real MIG welding. You know what? And here's the thing: real MIG welding is great in a shop when you have a controlled environment. One of the cool things about stick welding and flux-core welding is it can be done outside in moderate breeze, things like that you really can't do with TIG or gas MIG, right? So this gives you some opportunity to do some work outside, maybe using a generator, something like that. Or going to, your trailer won't fit in the garage. You need to go out, fix something on there. Flux-core has a place. It's not like I would never not own a flux-core machine. I don't ever want to have to switch my big shop machine over to run flux-core. Like it's set up for a job, and that's the job it does. A flux-core machine is awesome to have. It has a place, and it's good to have, right? So even if you have a great machine, maybe you have a red or a blue machine or something like that, having an inexpensive flux-core machine like this Sefaspe, it's a fabulous idea because it's a grab and go. Use it almost anywhere. You're not going to use it in the middle of a hurricane or out in a rainstorm, but other than that, you can get a lot of things done with this that you can't really do with your big shop machines, right? Your big dollar machines, they're shop machines, okay? But hey, do me a favor, like and subscribe. I appreciate you. Trying to keep this quick and short, and I'll do another little video, show you some welds. I'll keep that short also. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you. I hope you appreciate me.